Hi all, welcome to another code snippet challenge. Right now you're viewing the code snippet which I've shared on my Telegram channel today. This code snippet is pretty simple and this is focusing mainly on exchanging two instances addresses. So let's go ahead and see how this code snippet can be manipulated. So I'm just bringing up my IDE. Let's go ahead and create a class called my calendar, and we'll carry a main method in it. So here we have a base template. Let's quickly go ahead and create a class called season, and this class is going to carry a string instance variable called name. So this is an instance variable. Then down here we have in the main method we are going to create the instance for season class. So season1 equals new season of, and for this identifier, the reference variable name, I'm just giving it as a season1 because we are going to create a couple of season object. So in season1 dot, we are going to access the instance variable called name from the season class and assign a value called spring. And again, I'm going to create one more object for the same season class, and this time the reference variable name is going to be season2, and create an instance for the season class. And for the season2 instance, we need to access the instance variable and assign a value called autumn. So we have created a couple of instances, and we have assigned the value to the reference variable called name for the respective object. And now we are going to do another statement where season1 equals season2. So this is the tricky part according to the code snippet. So what we are trying to do here is we are trying to assign the season2 address to season1. So what's going to happen if we assign season2 address or the season2 instance to season1? So literally what happens here is, according to this line number 11 and 12, what exactly happens here is we are going to create an instance for season1. So season1 is a reference variable which is pointing to the corresponding instance of a season, and we have one more instance of the same season, and that's been pointed by season2, right? So, and each instance is carrying its own memory for the instance variable called name, and they are carrying spring as a value for it, and here it's going to carry the autumn as a value for it. Now if you notice, coming to the line number 17, what exactly happens here is we are exchanging the instance pointer or an address to each other. So that is season2's address is getting assigned to season1, means season2 instance is getting assigned to season1. So season1 and season2 are just the pointers, right? They are just the reference variables. So the reference variable is carrying the actual instance. Now season2 reference variable's instance is assigned to season1. So technically what happens is season1, which is pointing to its own original instance, will be forced to point to season2's instance. So the reference variable season1 is going to point now to season2 instance, because season2 instance is stored in season1. So both season1 and season2 is going to point to the same location of a specific instance, right? So let's go ahead and have a more clear understanding of this. So first thing what I'm going to do is, this is not there in the code snippet. This is for our understanding purpose. I'm just trying to explain. So we'll just print season1. Just I'm trying to print the object, the season1, so that you will get to know what's the address of the object is. So then here we are going to print season2. So now if I just run this code, you will notice that there are two instances got created, and they both have two different addresses. So let's consider this to be an address. So season 1's address is something 5EB5C224. Season 2 address is 3F8F9 something. So what happens here is it's a explicit visualization that season 1 address is different and season 2 address is different, meaning is they have their own memory allotment for their respective instances, and season 1 points to the address of its own instance, and season 2 is pointing to its own instance. But after the line number 24, so according to this line number 24, after this, what's going to happen? So we have to print sysout season 1 and sysout season 2. So now if you notice, after the execution of that line number 24, now the addresses of both the reference variables are same. Why it is same? Because we have assigned the season 2 instance to season 1. So as I stated, the season 1 instance, which is pointing to its own original instance memory, and season 2 is pointing to its own instance memory. Now after the line number 24, the season 1 is forced to point, the reference variable is made to point to season 2. So this instance becomes orphan. So what do I mean by orphan here is this instance is not having any pointer to it. So this becomes on orphan, and if it's going to be unused, then automatically the garbage collector is going to move this instance out from the memory. Since S1 and S2 have started to point to the same instance, now their references are same, right? Their addresses are same. Season 1 and season 2 are pointing to the same references. Now if we go ahead and print their respective reference variables, and according to the code snippet, so we have a sysout statement, sysout season 1 dot name and sysout season 2 dot name. As we all notice that they both are pointing to the same reference, so their values now should also be same. So if you notice autumn and autumn. So what is autumn? Autumn is the value for the reference variable name, which is used by the instance reference variable called season 2. But what happened to the spring? That instance become orphaned. It's an orphaned instance. No one is there to point to it because the pointer season 1 reference variable, which is a pointer to that reference or the instance, is no more pointing to it. Instead, it's been redirected to the season 2's instance, and so the season 1's original instance got orphaned, and probably at the later point of time it might be moved into the garbage by the garbage collector. So right now, according to the output of the code snippet, is going to be autumn and autumn. It's not going to be spring and autumn, because spring, which is there in that particular instance, is no more pointed by any reference variable, and more importantly, the season 1 is not pointing to that instance. It's made to point to the season 2's instance. So the actual output of the code snippet is autumn and autumn. So we need to be very much aware of how the instances are pointed. Okay, so this is actually changing the address of the season 1, changing the instance of the season 1's reference variable to season 2's instance. So this is an assignment operator, right? We are trying to assign season 2's instance to season 1, and both are pointing to the same instance, and that's the reason the output is also going to be same for both the reference variable, that is none other than autumn. So this is the outcome of this code snippet. So we'll connect up in another interesting code snippet. Thank you all.